Well, finished up beans yesterday without incident. Whole farm averaged 53.1 bushel an acre, and my lowest test weight was 57.9. Highest was 58 point something, so almost perfect test weight. And every load was grade 1 except for the last one, and the only reason that was because I was combining a spot that had a couple more weeds in it, so there was some weed seed, but that load was still grade 2. So now I just got to get the head off the combine, get it put away for now until I get ready to start power washing. Damn it. Yeah. We'll see how well this works. Normally, taking it off is almost harder than putting it on with one person. But I'd like to get it done, so hopefully here after lunch I can switch over to chopping corn stalks. Oh, and here's what happened. The only thing I do not like about this head, the head's fine, the cutter bar's fine, but these are the chintziest crop dividers I have ever seen. And every year I've modified it somehow to try to make them right. And I think I finally got them licked after this final one. Because first off, the original holders, or the original brackets that held the crop dividers to the cutter bar, were made out of 1/8 inch flat stock, and they had a little thing on them, and they actually hung. They had a bolt in them. They hooked over the bar like these, like I made these do, but the tips of them actually hung on this end guard, which was stupid because that's not what the guard's meant to do, and it would always bend this guard. So the first thing I did was remake these brackets, and the first thing, it was just this piece. I didn't have the shoe on there, so it was this, and that helped a little bit. And then next thing I did was added the shoe, which I did just this summer, and that helped a lot. But the problem I still kept having was this, and that one never did it for some reason, but this one would always bend out, and I could never figure out why. No matter what I did, this one always bent. So what happened the other day was this bolt came out, the whole thing fell out, and then when it fell down, it swung into the sickle, and it actually cut this bracket off all the way, and the whole thing fell and flopped up into the head, and yeah, I was not a happy camper. So yesterday, before I finished cutting beans, and this was actually Dad's idea, I added this piece in to give it more bearing surface back here and to laminate this and stiffen it up, and that seemed to have taken care of the issue. And I had to heat it right here with a torch and bend it back, and it had a twist in it, so I got I got it as straight as I could without physically cutting it apart and starting over again. So, but I did that, and I didn't have a lick of trouble with either side yesterday. So, and I was gonna make a video of doing that, but we were in a hurry and trying to get back to cutting beans, and it was just not an ideal situation for trying to take a video. But other than that, I broke one guard when that happened, because when that bracket went into the sickle, it didn't break the sickle, it broke the guard. Which, any of you guys that run combines, I am a firm, these are carry sickle sections, and I am a firm believer in these things, because I converted this over to the carry sickles 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that. And I've only broken one sickle since. I have popped a couple guards. I think I broke 3 this year. That one, there was one that was left over that I broke finishing up last year, which was in the middle somewhere, and I broke this one. No, this one yesterday, finishing up. But them carry sickle sections, they will take a beating and just keep right on going, and they cut like a hot knife through butter. I am really impressed with those. And I took the original sickle bar out of this, because I bought a replacement sickle out of Shoop, and I didn't have probably 10 acres on the bar, and it busted the bolts or the studs off the bar where the drive head bolts to it. So I call out there. They would replace the bar, so I sent the old one. I didn't even have to send the old one back. They just sent me a new bar. And I got that one, and I ran it for a year, and I had to pull the drive head off to replace that sickle I broke, the only sickle I broke. And I went to put the drive head back on, and the stud snapped off, just twisting the bolt. The first time it broke off, I was actually cutting it. It sheared all 4 off. And when I was replacing that sickle, I think it was this one right here, I was tightening the nut back up and snapped the thing right off. So yeah. Anyway, back to the original intent of this part of the story. So I threw away both them aftermarket bars, got my old bar back, or the original bar back out. I had to punch the holes out just a tad bit bigger, but I converted this whole bar to bolt-on sickle, that's the way to go. Real easy to work on. Don't gotta screw a rivets. You can change the sickle section in less than a minute. So I highly recommend anybody that's running these older combines, take the time to get them, or convert your bar over to them carry sickles, because they're worth it. So all I got left is 12 acres of corn, which I tested them. I tested 3 of the fields this morning. I got one that doesn't really count because it's muck ground that got flooded out, and it's in rough shape, so there ain't a whole lot there to begin with. But I got that 12 acres of corn left, and most of my tillage yet to get done, which I'm probably going to start on maybe this afternoon, depending on what the weather decides to do. I got this field behind the house is going to get moldboard plowed. I got a hay field that I got for next year that I'm going to turn under. That's getting moldboarded, and everything else is just going to get chiseled. So but I guess that's probably going to do it for this one. Get this thing off here. I'm probably going to see if Grandma's around so she can follow me over and get this thing put in the barn. But we will catch you guys on the next one.